I just feel like Zayne could maybe flourish a little faster if there wasn't such a, hyper focus on,
Yeah, it's
defensive mistake. Don't make a mistake. Eric Francis will tell you about it. He'll ask you about it.
You're going to be highly criticized.
Highly criticized from morning till night if you make a mistake. And like we've been saying it all summer long, just fucking put him on PP1. He's gonna, if he doesn't have it figured out in the first 10, 15 games, he will get it figured out. Just hammer Parekh on PP1 all season.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind if they went.
That to me is another big potential X factor.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind if they went like 2D if they're worried or whatever. On PP1, it's not like they have a ton of.
Imagine Uyghur and fucking Parekh.
Uyghur and Parekh. Yeah, that's where he needs to be. If you want to play him third pairing, you want to limit his ice time a little bit, play him shelter minutes, but he needs to be on the power play. Needs to be on the power play as much as humanly possible. So that's where you see him the most dangerous, is from the point. That's what was so impressive about that game the other night against Edmonton, is just how he can create offense from the blue line. It's crazy.
Yeah. And dude, he's just getting started. The more comfortable he gets, the more reps he gets, he's just gonna get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hunter Brustevich will be on PP2 with Zari, Cairns, Klapka, and Gridden. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I like I liked Cairns set up Farabee's goal in Edmonton with a nice little pass.
Yeah. You were straight up like, man, he should be on the team.
Yeah, dude, like, come on. Enough with this shit. Enough with this shit. Please just put him on the team. Like, come on. That's the thing. We don't need to have training camp to be like, who was good, who was bad. It's like, Cairns proved last year that he should get a shot in the NHL. We all were demanding he got a shot after he came up with 4 points in 5 games, and then the team can't score, and then a playoff race, and they're like, what can you do? What can you do? So I would like to see him on the opening day roster.
So far they have, based on what we've seen in camp, we can kind of get an idea of at least how they're going to start the season with line combos. Let's start with the defense because we've been talking about it. They've had Parekh with Jake Bean, and we throw Hunter's Brustevich's name out there. Man, this kid it's time. Is it not time for him to be on the team? Like, at least have a platoon situation where you carry an extra D, an extra forward. I would say Cairns and Hunter Brustevich, so that you can keep continually giving these guys reps each week. They should be at least getting a game a week.
Yeah, I want to see something similar to we saw not last year, but the year before, where it was a constant cycle of like AHL guys being rewarded and playing games. That's one thing that really bothered me last year, is that they weren't really doing that. The year before was like 7 guys made their debut, and everybody who is earning a shot gets a shot. So I don't know what, dude, we've got this glut of defensemen, man. It's just like, oh yeah, Amir Manov's still on the team. Hall's still here. You've got guys like Kuznetsov and Solovyov. It just goes on, and Bean, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. It's like, could we make some room for some of these guys?
Could we make some room for the future?
So I don't know how they're going to manage that. I don't know. Is it the worst thing for Brustevich to start the season in the AHL? I guess not, but I guess it all kind of hinges on where Zayne ends up being penciled in. So, hey, I would much rather watch Brustevich play than Bean or Pahal or Anderson for that matter. So,
pending how the rest of training camp looks and the performance that Zayne is able to put on the ice, if you're kind of reading into what we've seen so far, it looks like he's probably going to start on the third pairing with Bean. And I don't necessarily like that. We've been talking about you might as well put him set first or second pairing, like him with Uyghur. I guess you got to ease him in. So maybe that's the game plan. But are you really doing the best service to Zayne Parekh by sticking him with Jake Bean?
Well, I'm just thinking back. I remember the young pairing they had in the 2018-2019 season.
And it could be Hanley, and it could be, like you said, there's so many defensemen there, so maybe it's not how it's going to start the season. But
yeah, Bean seems like an odd choice, right? And I don't even think he was that bad last year. Like, he wasn't great. And I would have rather seen like Solovyov or somebody else. But I just think back to that pairing they had when they were the best team in the Western Conference 2018, 2019, they had Shillington and Anderson playing together. Why can't you have a younger third pairing? Why couldn't you try Solovyov and Parekh together, Kuznetsov and Parekh, something like that? I'd be interested in seeing that.
So Hanley's been with Weir so far, and Ball with Anderson.
And again, it all depends on what happens with Anderson too. Like, I think we're all kind of eyeing Ball as the guy for Zayne to be paired with ultimately, right? Ball and Zayne for the next,
and that's 5. Because Ball's more kind of a defensive defenseman, more reliable. If Zayne responsible, is making mistakes, they can kind of pick up for each other.
Yeah, and that just seems like a natural fit if Anderson's moving. Like,
but I don't know, man. I'm almost like sticking with Uyghur, dude. Like, well, that could create that much more offense.
Yeah,
that like the Oilers have proven, if you can outscore the opponent, you're going to win the games. Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where we're nail-biting overtime win is a barn burner. Every face-off, hat-trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot, and every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app and use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
Well, we saw this. We were making this comparison, I think, I don't remember when, but look at how Chris Tanev and Quinn Hughes played together in Quinn Hughes' first year and little time in Vancouver, and how well that played. Because that's the thing everybody kind of just like ignores about Uyghur, is that he's not necessarily like this offensive defenseman that everybody maybe kind of pegs him at. I know he had 20 goals a few years, but he is an elite defensive defender who, like, he's not at that level that Chris Tanev's at. Nobody's at. He's a freak. But he is, like, in that upper echelon of defensive defensemen. So you put Zayne with and Uyghur, a guy who is a right-hand shot who's played on the left side, I would totally 100% want to see that. So maybe you kind of ease him into that spot. And the thing is, like, Uyghur's pairing wasn't even playing really the hard matchups last year. They kind of had Anderson and Ball in that role. So, you know, if you have Ball and Anderson, whoever playing the harder minutes, and you can put Parekh with Uyghur, like, that seems like something that would work with me. And another thing that, and I'm just fucking sick, and I'm saying it myself, you got to ease him in. You got to be careful. Yes, you don't want to fuck this development up. You don't want to feed him to the wolves. But come on, like, let's not we're getting a little too pussified around some of these guys. You know, it's just kind of like, we got to be careful. No, you don't. He's gonna be a fuck. He's like, have you met this kid? He's a freak. So
he's legit. Well, you know, I look at it in the lens of, like, you know, we've talked about it. I think from the second third of the season onwards, this team's not producing enough offense for the roster that you have. They should be producing more. We talked about in the offseason. Huskies got to tweak some things. And if you got a guy like Zayne, like, I'm of the mind where you got to go all in on strengths. You want maximum offensive output. He's one of those players that, I mean, you see these charts all the time. If guys are in the top percentile of offensive production, it doesn't actually even matter so much how they look on the defensive side of things, because they're always going to outperform how they're defensively. And I don't know, I just think sticking him with a guy like Uyghur, I don't think you're really taking anything away from the defensive side of the game. Uyghur is very reliable. He's smart. I just feel like Zayne could maybe flourish a little faster if there wasn't such a, hyper focus on,
is defensive mistake.
Don't make a mistake. Eric Francis will tell you about it. He'll ask you about it.
You're going to be highly criticized.
Highly criticized from morning till night if you make a mistake. So I don't know. I just we've seen the Flames not be the best at player development in the past. It's come back to bite us a few times. And I don't know, just with the way Huska have really tightened everything up offensively last year, and we didn't score enough goals. I'm just more so, I would stick him with a guy like Uyghur. I think maybe you try both, but I don't think the message to Zayne should be like, make sure you don't make any mistakes defensively. I would be more like, dude, just go out there and make mistakes. Like, if you're gonna figure it out. You're already showing signs of being in the top fucking class of.
Well, that was the other thing is this dichotomy of, and the media was like, well, did you get the green light to do whatever the fuck you wanted, or did they tell you to play within the system? And it's like, well, it's not really one. It's not like he's just going to be like, I can do whatever I want out here versus like, I have to. They're not also going to have like the Daryl Sutter shock collar. Remember when everybody pulled out about Huberdeau? It was like, he told Huberdeau he can't make plays. Like nobody's
Meanwhile, spins per 60 are fucking through the roof.
Giveaways on spin passes for 60 minutes or like 100 a minute.
Spin pass pizzas coming hot.
So it's like not one or the other. It's just ridiculous. And like I'm looking at Quinn Hughes. I'm not trying to just be like this, like compare him to Quinn Hughes or whatever, but Quinn Hughes in his rookie
comparable. Go ahead.
He's 20 years old in Vancouver in 2019-2020. He had 53 points in 68 games. Pretty fucking good. Plus minus, he's minus 10. Maybe you look at that and go like, oh, defensively, man, blah, 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 all the shit he was playing with. Levy was playing with Tanev that season. So he had that great defense partner. The next year, he kind of struggled a little bit. Again, he's 21, but he had 41 points in 56 games. He's minus 24. His underlying defensive metrics aren't particularly good. Again, he's 20 years old, still putting up 41 points in 56 games. And then he's 68 points, 76 points, 92 points, 76 points. So, let's fucking ease up, like you're saying, on the like hyper focus on like, oh, what about his mistakes? Like, geez, he's gonna make mistakes. He's 19 years old, for crying out fucking loud.
And look, I don't mind easing him in, but not at the sacrifice of doing what we just talked about, of getting him to play a different game than what his fucking true strength is.
Hey, buddies, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.